Have you ever recorded your voice and been totally shocked? You sound so different. Higher maybe, or maybe muffled and deep. It's almost scary. You think, that can't be me. But it is. We all have a picture in our heads of how we sound. We hear ourselves talking all the time, right? So what's the deal? Why does our recorded voice seem so off? Get ready because the answer is totally wild. Here's the thing, most of us never really think about how we hear our own voices. But the way you hear yourself is actually pretty unique, and it's different from how everyone else hears you. Let's break it down and see why this happens. You actually hear your own voice in two separate ways at the same time, and that's what makes it sound so familiar to you, but so strange when you hear a recording. The first way is through the air, just like any other sound you hear in the world around you. When you speak, sound waves leave your mouth, travel through the air, and reach your ears. This is called air conduction. This is the exact same way you hear other people talking, music playing, or any noise in your environment, but there's a second way you hear yourself, and it's something only you experience. It's called bone conduction. When you talk, your vocal cords create vibrations that travel not just through the air, but also through the bones of your skull, straight to your inner ear. These bone vibrations add extra resonance and depth, making your voice sound fuller, warmer, and deeper to you than it does to anyone else. But when you listen to a recording of yourself, you're only hearing the air conduction part. None of those rich bone vibrations are included. That's why your recorded voice sounds thinner, higher, or just plain weird compared to what you're used to. So, the next time you cringe at a recording of your voice, remember, it's not just you, it's science. There are actually two ways we hear sound, when we speak and hear ourselves and when we listen to a recording. It's like having two versions of your voice and they rarely match. That's why hearing your recorded voice can feel so weird, even embarrassing. It's a super common reaction. Almost everyone cringes at their own voice on tape. But there's a fascinating reason behind this. Our brains are always working behind the scenes, shaping our experiences in ways we don't notice. When it comes to our voices, our brains have been playing a clever trick on us, one we only notice when we hear ourselves recorded. To keep things simple, our brains take shortcuts. Sometimes those shortcuts lead to surprises, like being shocked by your own voice. Here's the shocking truth, something most people never realize until it's pointed out to them. For your entire life, you've been hearing your own voice in a way that's completely different from how everyone else hears it. That's right, the voice you hear in your head isn't the same as the one the world hears. The voice you hear in recordings, that's actually your real voice, the one that your friends, family, and even strangers hear when you speak. The reason for this difference is something called bone conduction. When you talk, the sound travels through the air and also vibrates through the bones in your skull. This bone conduction adds extra depth and resonance, making your voice sound richer and deeper to you than it really is. So, in a way, you've never actually heard your true voice before. Your brain has been working behind the scenes, adding extra bass and richness to your voice, almost like a built-in audio filter. It's as if your mind is your own personal sound engineer, tweaking the audio to make you sound better to yourself. This creates a sort of internal auto-tune effect, smoothing out imperfections and boosting the lower tones. It's true, your brain is giving you a custom remix every time you speak. Even famous singers and actors, people who use their voices for a living, are often surprised or even shocked the first time they hear a recording of themselves. They might cringe or laugh just like you probably have. But guess what? Over time they get used to it. With practice and exposure, that unfamiliar sound becomes normal. And the same thing can happen for you too. Try recording yourself speaking, singing, or even just reading a story out loud. Then, listen back to the recording. It might feel strange or uncomfortable at first, but that's totally normal. The more you do it, the more familiar your recorded voice will become. You might even start to notice things you like about it. Unique qualities, quirks, or expressions that make your voice special. So don't be afraid of your real voice. Embrace it, and you might just discover a new appreciation for the way you sound. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights. Your feedback helps us grow and we love hearing from you. See you in the next video.